Hi, thanks for joining me. So today we're going to be taking a look at Caladrius Blaze for the PlayStation 3. Whoa! This is a shmup, as you can see here. You know, something I just took a chance on. I wasn't really sure what exactly to expect from this, and I was pleasantly surprised. This is really quite awesome. It's not really Raiden, certainly not Raiden Fighters Aces or you know, some of my favorites like SHMUP Explosion, but this is actually, interestingly enough, by the developers of Raiden. I guess something happened with the company at some point, and they ended up, I don't know, reforming and breaking up or whatever it is, and we ended up with this company Moss, who has done all of the new Raiden games, like basically since Raiden 3. And they, you know, they've, I guess, done a couple of other, I didn't really need to waste a bomb there, but, of titles, and this is one of them. So, you know, completely nothing I was expecting. It turns out, you know, this is a really, really fun, shooter, and I think it's going to be the kind of thing that, you know, even probably newcomers to the genre, I mean, like myself, for the most part, I've started getting into these games a lot more. But as you can see here, I'm still not that great, and I've got a lot of improving to do. So, you know, this game gives you a lot of room to grow. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the mechanics here that we're going to be using when playing the game. So there are several different modes. You have, I think, Evolution mode, Original mode, and Arcade mode. All of them have subtle differences, but here we are seeing the tutorial for Arcade mode. It's saying that, you know, our normal shot is X. If we hold and press X in, we'll have continuous shot, which is very nice. It's showing us here that we have a gauge in the upper left-hand corner for our bombs and what the effect of the bombs do. We're going to trigger those by hitting R2. We also have these 3 different elemental shots, or elemental shoot, as they call them. And those are on the square, triangle, and circle buttons. Each of those map to a crystal that you can see here. It's depleting as we're using the circle button, and if you basically just let some time go by, those gauges are gonna fill back up again. If they reach 0, you're not gonna be able to fire the shot until the gauge, you know, fills up enough that so you have a little bit in it. And also, if you have at least 50% in each of the gauges, you can do this super move by hitting one of the, like, you know, trigger buttons, or hitting square, triangle, and circle all at the same time. Now, it seems like you can maybe adjust what the style of elemental shot is that it uses when you do that, but I haven't really messed around with that too much. You can also level up the shots. So it's showing you here, this is what level 1 of the, whatever her triangle button shot is, and this is the level 7 of it. So as you play through the game, you know, in between each stage, you're going to be able to allocate points to your elemental shots, which is really cool. And I guess that's pretty much it. So the you know, mechanics really center around these elemental shots, and you can do some cool things with them. One thing I like is that each character has their own style, and they're all kind of elemental based, I guess, based on the name. Here you can see some stats on the ships. You've got like the attack power. I'm not sure what some of that other stuff is, but I can maybe put some annotations or a note in there. But you know, it's going to show you what the normal shot style is like, what the bombs do, and what all of the elemental shots are. These are all kind of earth-based. You know, some of the characters are like water or metal or different things like that. So so it's pretty cool. And yeah, you know, I kind of like how you're not picking up these like shot collectibles and stuff as you're playing through the game. You're actually you know, able to use them just based on the character that you choose. Now, also here, we've got a gallery. There's graphics and background music and things like that we can get. And, you know, interestingly, this game also has a clothing destruction mechanic into it that seems to be popular in some games these days, like the Senran Kagura games, or you know, things like the Queen's Blade games and that kind of thing. So if that's your thing, if you dig seeing the you know, the anime drawing characters getting you know, progressively further disrobed, then that's a kind of a perk. We also have you can see here just kind of a bunch of different things you can unlock. You can get, if you beat the bosses also, you're going to want to be able to go through the whole board and finish the boss without losing a life, and you'll unlock some of these you know, extra pictures here. You also have like the ends for each of the characters you go through, and you get a different ending. So some really cool stuff. The different modes, some of them have like different missions and different stages and different characters that you can play as. So there's really a lot to it. You also have these different, you know, modes. You have a score attack, you have boss rush, and a lot of little, you know, let's go ahead and start that like that. A lot of little like goals that you can work towards. I think that the trophies on this are really cool. They kept me playing, and I'm not a very good shmup player, so you know I think this was really engaging for me, which was fun. In terms of characters, this has to be my favorite character here, Nightmare of the Lilith, or I think Lilith of the Nightmare is probably a, you know, a more appropriate way of saying that. A cool thing is you can actually customize what elemental shots you use with each of the characters. So, you know, if I found just some sort of loadout that I really liked, I actually like hers quite a bit. But for instance, like this is a really good defensive move. You know, if you wanted to use that, you could swap that in, and then you'd you know, you'd be able to use one of the other characters' moves, which I think is pretty cool. Alright, so here we are boss rushing here. I just love how insane this character is. She's always like screaming in just kind of weird ecstatic joy at, you know, blowing things up and being hit and just whatever is going on. The bosses are actually scared of her. Most of the bosses, you get to them and they're like, go away, I don't want to fight you. She also has a really strong, just kind of basic attack, which is useful. Now I'm playing this on very easy, so you can actually, you can see here a lot of these shots you can basically destroy with your own shots, which is helpful. You can't on these blue ones unless you're using this particular elemental shot here, which is good for protecting against those. But yeah, you know, it's kind of typical stuff. The bosses all have kind of, you know, patterns that you're going to learn and that kind of thing. I can't say that I'm really an expert on all of these bosses yet, but you know, I definitely know some tricks. And yeah, you know, this game just turned out to be, I would say, more fun and than I was expecting, and definitely something that's right up my alley. You know, it's not Raiden, it's not Raiden Fighters Aces, or you know, Shenryu, oops, or anything like that as far as I'm concerned. But it's still probably, you know, rates just below those in terms of one of my favorite shmups. Very cool style, cool music. You know, it's got kind of this gothic, I don't know, horror sort of feeling to it, but it's also a little, you know, I mean, it's the ships and sci-fi, and I don't know, it's a really interesting style, and I think it's a lot of fun. So if you like what you see, I would definitely recommend giving this game a try. And I'm just going to shut up now and play a little bit more of boss rush mode and see how far I can get. But yeah, in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope that you'll join me again for more anime and video game related videos.
私は王の盾。ここは通さない。ノーだ。それが全力か。私は負けるわけにはいかない。はあ、行け。